Welcome back to CryptosRUs. I am George. We're all George. So, happy Halloween. Welcome to another Market Open stream. It is the last day of October. Is something spooky going to happen? Or is something massive about to happen? Well, something massive did happen yesterday to Bitcoin. So let's talk about that. Something really massive happened. And let's talk about what to expect going forward in November. All right, let's get started. Let's do this. Welcome, guys. Good morning. We are starting out the day a little bit lower than last night, but overall, you could see ever since we pumped up above this 71.4, we've been going sideways, consolidating. We're right around 72,000, and that is a really good spot to be overall. Uptober has not been a disappointment. We are still in double-digit green. That is good. Let's see. The U.S. market is opening up not so good on this Halloween right now. Not so good. You could see right here the headline: Microsoft and Meta reported disappointing results. That's not good. We did get a few economic data, or maybe just one important one. PC inflation comes in at 2.1%. Which is in line with expectations. So not good, not bad, overall okay. Not good or bad. Japan also had one, and or had a rate decision, something that we will have in the US next month, and they decide not to raise. Okay, everyone else on the planet is looking to cut. They're the only country that's looking to raise because they have a really weird system. So that's good. So that didn't affect things. But overall, things operate as usual. But we did get some bad earnings overall this Q3. As you saw, Microsoft, Meta disappointed. Coinbase yesterday reported disappointing. So that's no good. Microstrategy actually also disappointed, even though Saylor came out with a $42 billion plan over the next 3 years. He plans on buying $42 billion worth of Bitcoin. Only he can announce something like that. I don't know why others are not following. Even just a small little taste of that. Like Coinbase can do that, certainly. Nvidia could do that. Microsoft can do that. No one else is doing it but Saylor. He is showing that he just has a thirst for Bitcoin that no one else has. Well, not no one else. There is someone else that we'll get to that does have that kind of thirst. But, you know, today is not a good day for broader markets overall. Everything's going down because even Nvidia is going down. Today's just not a good day overall, the last day of Uptober. But you know what? Uptober so far has not been disappointing for Bitcoin. You could see basically not every year, but a lot of the years, especially the halving years, have been absolutely fantastic. Okay. Halving years, and then the year after the halving year, they have been pretty fantastic. Even like last year when things were looking pretty rough too. You know, all of last year was pretty rough. Bitcoin was stuck in the 20s and 30s, right? It wasn't until October when we finally broke out of that funk. We were at like 23, 25,000. And it was looking pretty bearish the whole year until October hit. And that's when we started rallying above 30,000 and 40 to 50. And then we kept going. The Santa rally, January, February, March came. And then we had that mini altcoin season and drove Bitcoin to 73,000 for the first time in March. It started in October. And even though the alts have not come back so far, this October has not been disappointing for Bitcoin. It drove us from the 50s and 60s that we saw for the basically this entire year back up to the 70s, like the 72 now and the 73 that we saw just a few days ago. We are up still in double digits for this month. So October has not been disappointing except for the alts, but not for Bitcoin. And this could still carry us, of course, much higher till the end of this year. And in case there are doubters still, there should be none, but this should prove without a doubt the power of Bitcoin. With the exception of going from 2021 to 2022, which there was a big drop because 2021, obviously, we had a big rise towards the end of 2021. And then 2022, we had a big dump because that was the peak and came down. With the exception of that, we really didn't see any other big discrepancies between 2 years. We have seen other years like, 2014 and 2015, it did go down a little bit, right? 2017, surprisingly, in October, it was still, this went down a little bit, but 2017 in October wasn't that high. But if you calculate 2017 from the top at 20,000 to 2018, obviously that would have been a big drop. But as you can see, overall, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. This is on Halloween. And again, look at 2023, look at 2022 versus where we are now. And even in 2021, that was the last bull run. That was the last year, the last cycle, where the last year of the last cycle, that was the most bullish year. We are still above that, right? This is the power of just holding on Bitcoin. That's it. You just need to hold on, right? 2017, that's just like, maybe I'm showing my age, but 2017 just doesn't seem like it was too long ago. Even 2010 doesn't seem like it's too long ago. I'm still rewatching movies from 2010 as if they were from a few years ago, but that was 14 years. You could have bought Bitcoin on Halloween for 20 cents 14 years ago. Anyways, today marks 16 years since the Bitcoin white paper was released. So still to this day, no one knows who Satoshi Nakamoto is. There are still people that are wondering if he will ever, his identity will ever be, found, I guess. At this point, I don't think so. But you know what? We may never know, and that's probably a good thing because, if it ever comes out, like, we know for certainty, like, this person or this group create Bitcoin, like, that may actually ruin things. We probably don't want to know who it is at this point, right? It's good to be, like, anonymous at this point. But anyways, just to throw that out there. And, okay, now switching gears, what was that massive thing that happened yesterday? Despite yesterday, actually, Bitcoin not moving a whole lot yesterday, we had this happen. BlackRock has an appetite just like Sailor does. Oh, by the way, Microstrategy has turned green. That's very positive. BlackRock's appetite for Bitcoin is just as big, if not bigger, than Sailor's. 875 million from one fund, not in total. One fund took in that much. Well, according to this, it's 872, but still, BlackRock took in more than all of the funds took in the prior day, and that that 870 was mostly made up of BlackRock itself, which took in 642 the day prior. And the day prior to that, the 480 was mostly comprised of BlackRock itself at 315. And the day before that, 402 was mostly comprised of BlackRock's of 292. And the day before that, the 188 was mostly comprised of BlackRock's 165. And the day before that, the 192 was mostly due to BlackRock's 317. Do you get the picture for this whole week and last week? You just have BlackRock buying and buying and buying and basically buying everything. I mean, even on the 23rd, everyone else was selling and BlackRock was just buying alone. I mean, for them to buy 872 million yesterday on pretty much a non-existent day, like a no movement day. In fact, Bitcoin actually went down a little bit. That shows you how much, first of all, volume they're generating, and second of all, how much interest, and third, how much Larry Fink really loves Bitcoin. It really makes no sense, right? Like, there's something going on. I know a lot of people always say, George, you understand it's an ETF, right? This is not just BlackRock themselves buying it. This is just a free market. People are buying ETFs. Tell me how it makes sense. If that's the case, why does Fidelity and ARK and Bitwise, why do you see them not have any numbers? Like, these numbers make sense. 13 million or outflow of 24 million, 7, 7, 4, 6. On a down day, that makes sense. There should be no inflows because no one wants to buy it on a down day, right? And then you have BlackRock buying close to $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. That makes no sense other than Larry Fink and BlackRock doing some stuff, right? They buying themselves, using other funds to buy it, whatever. They're doing something. Otherwise, the numbers don't make sense. They're doing something. They are buying for sure, right? They already hold, what is it? Now they hold 429,000 Bitcoin, and they're closing in really fast to Binance, really, really, really fast. And at this pace, they will surpass this person right here by the end of this year. Maybe that's Larry Fink's goal, to surpass Satoshi and then crown himself the new Satoshi by the end of this year, because that, at this rate, what they're doing, how fast they're accumulating, that is what's happening. I mean, it's just absolutely crazy how much they are accumulating. That's why I think Saylor announced his 42 billion goal, because that's the only way he can catch up, because otherwise there's just no way. There's no way he could ever catch up to BlackRock. But so yeah, that's why a lot of people actually think BlackRock's entry, maybe not a lot, but I do agree, BlackRock's entry into crypto actually matters more than the US election. If you think about it, it makes sense. I know a lot of people are looking forward to election, and I am too, because there's a lot of new rules and regulations that may be in place that can be very favorable to crypto, and it makes a lot of sense. And if the economy gets revived, obviously that's going to help crypto overall. But if you think about it, when you have this one entity that just keeps buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and buying and just like takes up all the supply, that is going to drive things upwards more than anything else, right? And that is exactly what's happening. And not only that, that one company is also forcing all the other companies to jump in too. If it wasn't for BlackRock's entry, I don't know if Fidelity and all these others would have joined in and created their own ETFs, right? So yeah. But again, I always emphasize this. BlackRock is not our friend. BlackRock is not our buddy, okay? We don't want to let BlackRock buy up all the supply. They're not doing us favors. We are inadvertently benefiting if they buy up all the supply because it's going to drive prices upwards and it's going to help us. But they're not doing that to help us. They're not doing that for the benefit of all Bitcoiners. Larry Fink and company, they have bigger agendas that does not include us. They have some master agenda that is not, that we're not part of. So just keep that in the back of your mind. So, so benefit while you can. Grab Bitcoin while you can. BlackRock is not our friend and probably will not do good things after a few years, after they have accumulated a crazy amount of Bitcoin, and then we'll see their true intentions and what their agenda is. But right now, we will benefit from all this accumulation. It will add up. As they accumulate more and more and more, we'll benefit. We will definitely benefit. All right. So, as we move forward into November and December and the Santa rally and the new regime takes over, and as we move into the new year with more rate cuts, with liquidity injections, and everything else that's going to be happening next year, this is what it's probably going to look like, right? This is what happened in 2020. A lot of you guys remember what 2020 was like. It was not a good year. It was a horrible year. It was a very horrible, scary year. People were sitting at home, bored, not doing anything. Not only that, people were scared to go outside. People were scared for their lives. Economies were shut down. People couldn't travel. It was looking pretty rough. But still, despite all that, you had Bitcoin do its thing and continue upwards and kept doing what it always have in the past, and just it just did its thing and just kept going. That in 2020, that little scam wick that went downwards, you call it a scam wick, it really wasn't, but that was just true panic selling. That brought Bitcoin down to $3,800, $3,800 in 2020, March of 2020. I remember it vividly. It started out the day at 10,000. Then the day opened. The stock market crashed. I remember Dow had a negative 3,000 day. And Bitcoin crashed from 10,000 down to 3,800. A lot of people, I was streaming that day too. A lot of people are calling for 1,000 Bitcoin. It did not happen. We did a V-shaped recovery over the next few days. We crawled back to 10,000. And then after a few more grueling days or weeks, we finally broke out after, several weeks or whatever, right? We'll probably go see the same thing. So, despite horrible conditions, we still did it. This time around, we don't have horrible conditions. We don't. We have actually improving conditions. So, just imagine that. And we have the institutions that are ready to FOMO in Bitcoin. That's a big difference. We didn't have institutions. We didn't have BlackRock FOMOing in tens of billions and possibly putting hundreds of billions into Bitcoin. That's a big difference this time around. So I can't even imagine as we move forward in this cycle what the differences will be. I think it's going to be very different. I think it's going to be very, very, very different. As for that giant cup and handle, I know you guys, I pointed that out. A lot of others have pointed it out. Again, we have seen that before. The one that we have just gone through is way bigger than the ones before, right? And again, if patterns repeat or similar, we're in that breakout phase, just like before, just like the one that we saw last time. It started from 2018, and then it started breaking out in 2020. Just like the one we're currently in now that started in 2022. And now we're breaking out in 2024, and it's going to end in 2025. It's like basically identical. Identical. So that's pretty much it. Pretty much it. It's got to wait. It's got to wait. That's it. What else? What else is there? Last few things. Let's see. Solana ETF momentum still growing. I'm waiting for this. So far, Ethereum's ETF has been disappointing. It has not helped Ethereum. In fact, it has made Ethereum weaker. I think my theory behind that is Grayscale once again. Grayscale, once they converted their Ethereum trust into the Ethereum ETF, they have been dumping a whole lot of Ethereum, just like they've been doing it with Bitcoin. But luckily, the other ETFs have been overcoming that. But it's not going to be the same with Solana. Solana ETF is definitely going to take a lot of inflows. But unfortunately, I don't think BlackRock and others are planning on a Solana ETF just yet. But there are others that are planning for Ethereum or Solana ETF. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully that comes sooner than later. And then you still have a lot of Solana whales, like this one that has withdrawn $36 million of SOL from Binance and staked it in the past 9 days. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then, guess who's back? Guess who's back? CZ makes his first appearance at Binance Blockchain Week in Dubai after being released from jail. And I see he's joined by, I think that's Aaron. I can't tell if that's Aaron or Austin from this far away, but on stage by either Aaron or Austin. He's back in Dubai. Back being free after serving jail for 4 months. Now, I know that's embarrassing to go to jail for 4 months, but he still has all. He still has his like $70 billion worth of Bitcoin. He still is like a major, he's not CEO of Binance anymore, but he's still like chairman. Or even if he isn't, everyone knows he's still running the show. He's still like the man there. And he doesn't have to worry about being arrested anymore. He could come to the U.S. He doesn't have to be afraid, like the Department of Justice or the Marshal Services is going to arrest him. He's in a really good spot now. Anyways, that's it. Outside of that, that's it. Market is not doing good. Microstrategy is down. Coinbase down huge. Nvidia down huge. Today is just not a good day. Today is just not a good day for markets. Bitcoin down. Not huge, but down. Today's just last day of October. Not looking like a good day on this Halloween. All right, let's do some Q&A. RSI is extremely oversold on the 15 minutes. That tells me we're going to bounce right back above. Maybe not all the way back, but we will bounce for sure. before a lot of you guys start spreading a lot of FUD, let's look at this. Yeah. Okay, before all you fudders start spreading like, oh, what happened to Uptober? Oh, we're done for. Oh, October has been disappointing. We're up double digits for October, okay? So, take that, you fudders, okay? Let me scroll up here. Let's see if I miss anything. Rick says, "What if Larry Fink is?" No, no, that certainly isn't it. Let's see. Okay. Not a whole lot, just a lot of random comments. Happy Halloween, Jose. Hopefully you weren't crying too hard over Wild Robot. I think my suggestion for that the alternate ending would be awesome. They should remake it with that idea. For the next 12 months, who will win, Sui or Sol? I don't know. Although Sui has been doing very well, they seem to have topped out recently. And Sol, even though it moved a little bit recently, has not been moving all that much. Has not surpassed BNB yet, but it's pretty darn close. I don't know. I think it'll be a pretty close match between the two. Yesterday I DCA'd just into Bitcoin. I think that's the right move. It's still not altcoin season. I know a lot of people want it to be altcoin season because alts are extremely weak right now. Bitcoin just keeps on going higher and higher and higher. I think that may still be the case. All this that I'm talking about, crypto ETF net inflow. Where's the dominance here? I clicked in the dominance. Where's the dominance? Oh, here we go. 59%. All the ETF inflows that I've been showing you guys, right? Like right now, institutions, they keep buying. They don't care. They're not like retail investors like us. They're not like, oh, Bitcoin went down $1,000. Oh, I better panic sell. They don't give. They just keep buying. That's why Bitcoin has been holding so well and slowly ticking upwards, while retail investors are like, oh, I better sell and panic sell. You know, like that's what's happening. That's why like retail investors are so weak right now, and alts are so weak because they're panicking. They don't want to buy any alts. They don't want to hold any alts, while Bitcoin just keeps ticking up because the institutional investors, they have strong hands. They have diamond hands. They keep on buying Bitcoin. That's just how it is. That's why there hasn't been any really altcoin rallies because of that. So the hope is once Bitcoin breaks into all-time high again, hopefully that helps change the mentality of retail investors and draws them back in. Because as of right now, retail is just too scared to put money back in. That's honestly the case. Goon or I don't even know how to say your name. Goon or Tell? Man, yeah. Thanks for remembering my little puff. Is this gonna be a normal cycle as ETFs double in the second year and again in year three? I don't know. I think it can become a super cycle, meaning that we don't go down. We don't have the same crypto winters. We don't go down 90% or 80%, I mean. We can just, continue to just have like consolidation periods and just continue to go higher and higher and higher. Um, that could be the case because once these ETFs take in so much Bitcoin, are they really just go dump it all? Especially if BlackRock continue to just take in so much, like yesterday they took in almost 900 million on a day where it was just quite boring and they just took in almost $1 billion themselves. Like imagine after 2025 next year and 2026 happens, rolls around, and it's supposed to be a down year and all of retail starts selling, but BlackRock continues to buy $1 billion a day. So are we really going to tank 80% in 2026? Probably not if BlackRock continues to buy $1 billion every single day, right? We maybe go down 30%, 40%, but then we just recover right back up. We could just end all crypto winters just because of the ETFs. It makes sense, but I don't know if it's going to happen, but it doesn't make sense. The Fat Colonel. Hi, George. I have ADA and XRP for years. I'm on my crypto. Do you think I could 5x out of them in this bull run, or I should come on loss and reinvest? I don't know about XRP, if you'll 5x out of that. ADA, I think you could have a chance because it needs to do 5x just to get back to the all-time high. I don't know about XRP, though. XRP, every time I chart it, it just looks so ugly. So I don't know if I should, I don't know if it will. It can. Obviously, in a bull market, anything can happen. But, man, Bitcoin is extremely oversold now on the 15-minute. I bet even in the 1 hour. 1 hour is getting very oversold too. We're going to see a bounce soon. This is just to drive out the longs right now. This is a way to clear out the longs, which unfortunately is not what we want. We want to clear out, this is just to clear out the longs. We want to clear out the shorts, not the longs, but this is clearly just too many people with their longs and they're getting liquidated. Didn't we see Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index say 90s for 3 months last cycle? I don't remember. Even ADA right now is extremely weak. I mean, all alts are weak. I've been charting them recently, right, with you guys. There's really no way to like make the charts look good on some of these guys. I mean, there really isn't. Like I charted ADA recently, and it's just really ugly. Like you can't even chart it because compared to 2021, it's nowhere close. Even compared to the March high, it's nowhere close. Like there's just there's zero movement, zero basically. So from I don't even know how to chart it. There's no trend line. There's no channel. There's nothing. There's just these resistances, and it's nowhere even close of breaking it. So there's just absolutely no momentum at right now for ADA, and XRP looks even worse. I mean, this is what it looks like going all the way back to 2018. Like there's zero movement. I mean, I've drawn this out as far as I can, and it's still nowhere close to breaking out of that. I mean, you can't I don't know. It's just really ugly when you try to chart it. But on the other hand, you could chart Bitcoin pretty well. Yeah, we're bouncing back. I'm 100x long in Bitcoin right now. Actually, it wouldn't be a bad spot to do it, but still, don't do 100x. Yeah, very oversold in 5 minutes and 15 minutes. It is not a good day. Treasury Department announces a new Series 1 bond rate of 3.11 for the next 6 months. Looks like our government is itching for more money. Is safe position to be liquidated price around 60K. I'd say that's relatively safe. I don't think we'll go that low. Yeah, we're bouncing pretty good. That would have been a really good entry price right there to throw along. Thanks for having a look. How much do you think name recognition community plays in price action? Basically, that's the only reason I'm holding. Name recognition and community plays a huge part. Huge part. Community really is the only thing that matters. That's the only reason why memes are successful. It's community, right? ADA has a really good community. People love, there are diehard ADA guys. And mostly because they love Charles, they love the community, and they will never give up on it. I think ADA has a really good community, but Charles is very controversial. Some of the stuff he has said, he has bashed Bitcoin before, he has bashed Ethereum, obviously, he has bashed Solana, he has bashed, I think he has bashed a lot of projects, but the biggest thing is he has bashed Bitcoin constantly too. But ADA community overall, I say, is very strong. XRP community, on the other hand, has gotten weaker and weaker and weaker quite over the years. So I don't know about XRP community, but as long as you have a strong community, there's always a chance of coming back, especially in a bull market, because the community is what really matters. As long as they continue to hold and continue to DCA, that's all that matters. Crypto Mac, why are the alts taking a SHIT? It's because you have too many lettuce hands. You have too many lettuce hands that look at this and they're like, oh my God, the sky is falling. I better panic sell. While the smart money or the long-term holders or the Blackrocks of the world, they are placing their buys. Buy, 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 buy. That's what's happening. That's why the alts are so weak. These retail investors are scared to get in because they are always looking at alts and memes to buy rather than buy Bitcoin. No one seems to want to buy Bitcoin anymore. And I get the psychology behind it because it's at 71,000 and a lot of people look at this number and they're like, I can't make anything off. I can't get rich from this. It's like, oh, it's too big. I can't get, I can't make money. That's just simply not true. You can still make money. Maybe you can't make millions right away from it, but over time, you still can make a lot of money from it. And it's the most stable and it's the most scarce and it's still the one that you need to hold. But that's not what most retail wants to hear. They want to hear, what can I buy today that's going to make me rich tomorrow? That's all I care about. I don't care about anything else. Just tell me what I can buy today that's going to make me filthy rich by next year. And that's why the alts are not doing well. $74K double top, George. No, you guys are overthinking it, man. Bert, you're overthinking it. You know why today's weak? Because the broader market is weak today. That's why. It's just that simple. Stop trying to overthink it. Like, oh, it's a 74K double top. We're going down. No, that's not the reason, man. It's because the broader market is weak. And plus, a lot of longs are being liquidated. And plus, again, a lot of you guys that are panicking, like, oh my God, we are dumping. Let me remind you guys, we are still double digits in the green for October. So before all you naysayers come out and say, oh my God, we're losing all of our gains and we're going to the red. No, we're closing out this month, double digit green, double digit gains. So take that, all you naysayers. Before people say, oh yeah, Uptober is canceled. Plus 13% still. Microstrategy is the only one that's actually doing quite well today. Coinbase is really disappointing. I gotta say, Coinbase is disappointing me. My my Coinbase option is gonna be, I didn't check it, but it's probably gone to shit because of this. But MicroStrategy is just like hella strong right now. Saylor knows that. Saylor, I don't know what else was reported yesterday, but I'm willing to bet the numbers weren't strong, and he knew that the market would take it negatively, as you can see, as soon as he reported the numbers dumped. So he's brilliant in a way. He's like, what can I counter the bad numbers with? And he's like, let me come up with something outrageous. Let's announce like a $42 billion plan to buy Bitcoin. So he's brilliant in that way. And that's the only thing people can talk about. So now, like on a bad day like this, it's holding and it might actually go green and actually might end the day in green on a really bad day. I don't think Michael Saylor is CIA. I don't think he's CIA. Although I do think BlackRock, Larry Fink, may be pulling some strings there. Ownership of Microstrategy. BlackRock holds 3.7%. Not too bad. Not too bad. Vanguard. A lot of people overlook Vanguard. Vanguard like holds a ton of stuff. Vanguard holds 8.4%, and I don't know who this Capital International investors are. They hold 9.4%. Well, BlackRock definitely holds, Larry Fink holds close to 4% of MicroStrategy. So there's definitely a connection there. BlackRock holds everything. Like if you look at Coinbase, BlackRock holds 4.1% of Coinbase. And look at it. Vanguard holds 8.7% of Coinbase too. You know, Vanguard CEO says, oh, we're not going to come out with the Bitcoin ETF. They don't need to. They hold more equity in all these companies than even BlackRock does. It's kind of crazy if you like dig into these. They all hold something. Bullet Assassin, thank you. The one who cares. If I'm using a platform that is banned in the US, will I be trouble come tax time? No, you will not. If you had $1,000 and try to make 20x, what would you buy? I'm not going to answer that question because that's just going to get you in trouble. If you're trying to rush like that, that's basically saying like, you might as well just go play roulette. You might as well just go to the casino because if you hit a right number, that's 35x. That's basically what you're asking. Like, hey, if I go to the casino and play roulette with $1,000, what number should I bet on? I'm not going to answer that. GD says, George, BlackRock says sometimes they force things to happen. I think Microsoft vote may be one of them, given their number of shares and company thoughts. You know what? I did not look into how the ownership. Man, Microsoft is down 5% in a single day. That's crazy. What's the ownership? Man, BlackRock owns 5% of Microsoft and Vanguard holds 9.1%. Is there something that Vanguard does not hold? Because it seems like Vanguard holds double the amount of what BlackRock holds. No one talks about Vanguard, but Vanguard seems to be even bigger than BlackRock. But yeah, you might be right, GT. BlackRock may be forcing this vote. They hold 5% of Microsoft. That's crazy. What about NVIDIA? Who owns NVIDIA? Again, BlackRock holds 4.8% of NVIDIA. Vanguard holds 8.7%. Is there anything these guys do not hold? Is my question. They literally hold everything. Every single thing you could think of, they hold. Same thing with Fidelity. Fidelity's up there too. Fidelity's up to 4.1%. State Street's up there 4%. These guys hold everything. So if that's the case, BlackRock should force Nvidia to have a shareholders vote on whether or not they should hold Bitcoin too. BlackRock should force every company that they have an equity stake in to go buy Bitcoin. Yeah, I remember. I remember if you look into Vanguard and BlackRock themselves, they hold each other too. Like like BlackRock holds a little bit or owns Vanguard and Vanguard holds BlackRock. It's like it's all like it's all very complicated. Jackal, yes. And I don't have any thoughts on it. So you could stop spamming that. Yeah, we're still extremely oversold on a 15-minute. We will bounce. Today overall, guys, just a bad market day. We'll get back to 72. Sean, whether you're down 50K, that has nothing to do with that has to do with your holdings. That has nothing to do with Bitcoin. BlackRock and Vanguard owns these shares and companies support their S&P index funds. That makes sense. That makes sense. But man, to hold like 4 or 5% in all these the biggest companies on the planet, that's a lot of money. A lot of money in a lot of these companies. But that makes a lot of sense. And it might not just be their money because in these index funds, that's what other people put their monies in. And yeah, but I'm sure just like BlackRock's own IBIT, I'm sure they have ways to use their other funds to buy their own funds, to buy their own funds. And it's all like a big circle. And in some way or another, they own it all. Like they have ways to figure that out. They're using people's money and their own money to buy their own funds with other funds, with other funds, with other funds. And it comes out that they just control everything, like something like that. I'm sure they have figured it out. Nathan asked, do you think Solana could potentially outperform Bitcoin this bull run? Yes. A lot of the alts have the potential because they're much smaller market cap. So yes, of course. But right now, not the right time. Right now, definitely led by Bitcoin. Yes. Okay, all these guys. Again, a lot of people coming in saying, oh, market suppressed. Market is dumping. Market this, that. This is the point I was trying to make yesterday. In October, we started out October down here, 60,000. We're up here, 71,000. We start October here. Where were we in September? We were here in September in the 50s, low 50s. Okay, so like people need to chill. July, August, September, we were in the low 60s, 50s. Okay, so people need to chill and stop spreading FUD. This is what I'm saying. Like, we rise up to a new level. We get, not we, but a lot of people get used to the level really quick. And then we come down a little bit and then everyone starts panicking. This is the mindset of like most retail investors. We are literally like 2,000 points away from all-time high, and yet somehow it's panic time. Like, we are 2,000 points away from breaking all-time high, and there are people coming in saying, oh my God, we are dumping. I mean, it's like, I don't, I can't do anything with that. Well, I can, but I'm still here trying to tell you guys and make you guys realize how silly that is. And I can continue to show you charts like this that show you that we're still up 13% for October, but it goes on deaf ears for a lot of people. Uh, Man, I will say today's overall broader market really does suck though. Like, for Microsoft to go down 6% in a single day is not good. And Nvidia down 4% is not good. Coinbase down nearly 8% is not good. The only good thing is Microstrategy down less than 1%. That's the only good thing about today, the overall broader market. Luke, where's your dashboard from? You mean this? This trading view. Almost everyone uses this trading view. Yeah, when the broader market sells, obviously that means Wall Street is just like selling. They just like panic sell everything. Some, not everyone, some. Yeah, this is free. Anyone can go. Just go to tradingview.com. Now, not all the indicators. You only get like the free one. You only get like 2 indicators or something. If you pay for the premium, you get like 5 or 7 or whatever. You get more indicators if you pay, but you get to use all the charts for free basically. Bert, I know you're joking, but cool it, man, because you're adding to the FUD, and some people don't know that you're joking. Yeah, the Microsoft shareholders thing, that's coming December 15th. Now, keep in mind the board is going to recommend that they don't buy Bitcoin, okay? But the shareholders, if they all say yes, they will have to. So it really depends on the shareholders. If the shareholders do vote yes, I guess it's going to pass, even though the board is saying no. So, I mean, even if it's voted no, like just if you think about it, just the fact that they are going to vote on it is very significant already, right? So, yeah, it's very significant. Isn't Bill Gates a share? Oh, well, of course. I don't know if you were joking with that. Yes. Probably one of the largest shareholders. Should I switch from sausages to steak now or wait? I thought you were going to say, should I switch from steaks to sausages now after today? You King Mike, I don't know, man. Don't make me think, okay? That kind of question makes me think, and I don't want to think. All right, guys, I went extra long today, so don't panic today, okay? This is a normal pullback, really, because Wall Street is not doing good today. And 2, this was really meant to clear out the longs. It always happens. We've seen the shorts get cleared out too. This is a way to clear out the longs. So, but before anyone panics, okay? Before anyone panics, just know that we're still in double-digit greens. This is still a good month. We still have 2 solid months to go. And we still have tonight. Okay, so tune in tonight, 8:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we'll see where Bitcoin is then. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. Have a good one, guys. Stay strong, stay focused, and continue to hodl and DCA. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.